welcome to day 3 of my beginners Pilates workouts. So today is day 3. We're going to continue with a bit of what we did yesterday and just kind of build on that and develop. We're going to start though with a really nice thoracic rotation. So your thoracic spine is the middle kind of half of your spine. And we're going to start with a exercise for that called spine twist. So you're either going to come sitting cross-legged, or you're going to bring your feet out into our kind of diamond position, making sure your sit bones are in contact with the floor. Going to sit up nice and tall. So think about lengthening through that spine, making space in your neck, space in your neck, waist. And then from there, I want you to think about scooping up that pelvic floor. So remember, bringing up those pelvic floor muscles, feeling that internal squeeze, holding it there for me. And then slowly letting it off. And again, bringing those pelvic floor muscles up, so feeling that internal squeeze, holding it there. And then slowly letting it off. And 2 more, pelvic floor up, so holding it there. And then slowly letting it off. And final time, pelvic floor up, so feel that internal squeeze, hold it there. And then this time with control, we're going to slowly let it back down until we get to that floor 2 or 3, and that's our 20 to 30%. We're going to hold for the rest of the session. Thinking about that core next. So imagining you've got a big belt on, so big belt like that corset muscle, the TVA, transverse abdominis. We're going to pull that belt up to the 10th hold. Then with control, we're going to slowly let it back down. And again, we're going to take it up to the 10th hold. So you should feel your waist getting smaller, belly button moving towards your spine, holding it there. And then slowly, with control, letting it off. And again, up to that 10th hold, waist gets smaller, belly button moves towards your spine, holding it there. And then this time with control, you're going to slowly let it out notch by notch until you get to the 2nd or 3rd notch on that belt. And that again is our 20 to 30%. I'm going to hold it for the rest of the session. Next time, I want you to just check in with your ribs. So finding the end of your ribs, so the bony bit at the end, you're going to just move your ribs down towards your hips. So you're engaging that rib to hip connection. Next, thinking about your shoulders. So I just want you to take a little shoulder wiggle of each shoulder, and then just bring them to sitting, and just think about your shoulder blades sliding down your back. So you're not pulling your shoulders backwards, you're just sliding your shoulder blades down your back, and so your shoulders should be just gently sitting next to you. Just check that they're both there. Okay, then from here, bringing your arms up. So your arms are coming in front of you. Make sure that your elbow is just underneath your shoulder, so you're not kind of holding your elbows in the air or kind of like looking like you're crossing your arms. You're kind of bringing them up a little bit. Then we're going to rotate through that mid spine. So chin's going to stay in line with your chest, and we're going to rotate to the side. Hold it here. Then come back to the middle. Then the other side. Hold it here. And then come back to the middle. Keep thinking belly button to spine, core engaged. And we're just slowly rotating from one side to the other, keeping the movement slow and controlled. And I want you to imagine there's something on top of your head, and the only way to keep it there is to keep feeling like you're pushing your head up into it. Belly button to spine, core engaged, just rotating through that mid spine. Pelvic floor on, feel those pelvic floor muscles squeezing together, holding that contraction. I'm going to do one more rotation to each side. Sit bones stay glued to the floor for me. And final one to each side. And then coming back to the middle, bringing your arms down. You're going to bring your right arm up and over and just bend to the left hand side. So elbow comes up and over your ear, holding it there. And then stretch those fingers away, bring your arm down, Other arm comes up, so left arm comes up and over to the right, elbow over your ear, holding it there. And then stretch those fingers away, bring your arm back down. Next we are going to go onto our backs, and we're going to develop that toe tap that we did yesterday. So don't worry if you didn't do yesterday, that's fine. I'm not going to leave anything out, so we'll go through the whole setup now you're lying down. So once you're lying down, feet are coming together. Going to move your heels out, toes come out to meet them. So your feet are hip distance apart. Hips, knees and toes are in alignment, toes are facing forward. Thinking about that core, so pulling your belly button towards your spine, bringing your ribs down towards your hips, but remembering that little gap stays under your low back, so don't push your pelvis and kind of flatten yourself off. Make sure there's a little gap under your back. Next, shoulders, shoulder blades just melting down your back. Arms are just chilling out on the floor. Don't feel like you're kind of holding onto the ground with your arms, just keep them nice and gentle. We're going to bring one leg into our tabletop position. Knee is coming over your hip, shin is parallel with the ceiling. From here, you're going to take an inhale. Remember, wide thoracic breathing, keeping hold of that core. And then exhale, take that leg back to the floor. Hold it here for an inhale. And then exhale, bring the other leg up. Moving from your hip, you're going to take that leg back to the floor. And we're just going to toe tap. So you're just bringing one leg up into tabletop, knee comes to over your hip, shin is parallel, holding it for an inhale, keeping hold of that core. You're going to just slowly lower it to the floor, holding it here for an inhale. And then exhale, bring the other leg up, knee comes to over your hip, shin is parallel to the ceiling, taking an inhale. And then exhale, slowly moving that leg back away. Belly button to spine, core engaged. And we're just moving on the exhale and staying still for the inhale. So exhale, move away, inhale, hold. Belly button to spine, exhale, leg comes in, hold for an inhale. Exhale, move back away, hold at the bottom for an inhale. Exhale, other leg comes up, holding for an inhale. And then exhale, moving back to the floor. Okay, from here, you're going to bring your arms into the air. Feet are still hip distance apart, arms are now shoulder width apart, core engaged. You're going to bring one leg into tabletop. And then as you take that leg down to the floor, you're going to move the same arm on, so the same arm as the leg that's moving to the side. Bring that leg down to the floor, and then as you bring that leg back up, you're going to bring your arm back in. So we're going to do 5 of these on each side. So you're moving your arm to the side, core engaged, and you're moving your leg to the floor, then bringing both back to the top. Keep thinking belly button to spine, core engaged. Don't let your back arch or your belly dome, and you're just moving that arm to the side and your leg to the floor. If this is too much for you at any point and you feel like you're letting go of those core muscles, then just keep your arms still for me. You can keep them in the air if you like. Final 2. Thinking belly button to spine, core engaged. Slow, controlled movement. So we're moving on the exhale, holding for an inhale, then exhale, coming back to the middle. Final 1. Moving to the floor, hold it. Exhale, back to the middle. This time taking your leg down to the floor, bringing your other leg up. So we're into tabletop, knee over your hip, shin parallel with the ceiling, holding for an inhale. Core engaged, exhale, move that arm away. Oh dear, wasn't expecting that. Hold at the bottom for an inhale. Exhale, back to the middle. Think knee over hip, shin parallel with the ceiling. Slowly moving away, making sure that movement comes from your hip. Holding it here for an inhale. Exhale, back to the center, holding in the middle for an inhale. belly button to spine, core engaged. Exhale, move away. Now, sneezes come in 3, so I'm expecting 2 more any moment now. Hold in the middle for an inhale. Exhale. Slowly moving from your hip. Holding at the bottom. Belly button to spine, core engaged. Back to the top. Make sure your knee is coming to over your hip and not creeping in any closer. Holding at the top and then slowly moving away, holding it there. Exhale, back to the middle, hold in the middle. Exhale, slowly moving away, hold it there for an inhale. And then exhale, back to the middle. Going to do 3 more on this side. So foot goes to the floor, moving from your hip, arm goes to the side, hold. Exhale, back to the middle, final 2 like this. Exhale, move away, hold it, and then back to the middle, final time. Moving away, hold for an inhale. Exhale, bring it back to the middle and then back to the floor with your leg, hugging your knees into your chest and giving that back a little bit of a rock for me. Just a nice back massage to end, and then coming back up to sitting. We were lucky, they didn't travel in 3s today, they travelled in 1s apparently. So coming back to sitting, and then we're going to leave it there for today. I hope you enjoyed day 3 of my beginner's run.